Welcome back to the garage. We have spinning around right here. Kill mat, all in, good, etc. Next up is making that look finished. So, got some carpet, right? Nothing special. Just black carpet. I didn't go with any fancy high pile or whatever. It's basically OEM replacement. Brought to you by the folks at, there we go, Auto Custom Carpets Inc. That's a big piece for me. Really like it, right? Fully owned and operated, awesome, but specifically made in the US. How fantastic is that? ACC carpets, black carpet, it's like 200 bucks. That's the front, driver's side, passenger side, rear. That is driver's side, passenger side, pretty straightforward. But curiously, I have these pieces. I don't know what they're for, so chances are I'm not going to put them in just yet. But if any of y'all have put carpet into this generation Mustang, let me know what those are for. I have no clue. So what I'm going to do is do a test fit, cut the holes where I need holes being cut, and then get the stuff glued in. So let's get you tossed up on a tripod and start cutting some holes. All right. So one of the things that I just noticed, which I like, is y'all can probably see the square that's cut out. That's for the shifter. So nice attention to detail on that. I'm not going to, I guess I could just cut out an X right now, and that'll help me center stuff. But let's get this tossed in right quick, because you can also feel where that is. Let's get this front tossed in and see how she looks. See how it lays.
That's what she said.
Around the other side. And another thing, right? You have this jute backing. It is cut to size specifically for the floor pans right here. And I actually just realized also something I need to do before I install this is, you might be able to see I have the drain holes right here. I gotta put my drain plugs in. So let me go figure out where my hardware is for that, and then we'll get that buttoned up and then figure out the rest of the carpet. All right, got the drain plugs in. Son of a bee! Let's get this back piece in. Oh yeah, so the front is supposed to go over the back. That's supposed to go under there, like so. Okay. That fits pretty well. So one thing I need to do is, so I don't have a hole right here for my seat belt, but I do have one right here. So I'll bring it in close. What we'll do is we'll stick an awl in there to locate it, right? Once everything is nice and tight, and then cut a little hole out for it and see if I can't put a bolt in there. I don't know if I have something threaded like that. Probably not, because it's usually a fine thread. But we gotta do that. Other side, obviously the holes for the seats, I will put bolts in there just to kind of hold everything in place. And then get up underneath on the firewall. But I'll bring it all up close and get that squared away for you. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is make sure the carpet is all the way down in there. We're gonna peel the carpet back, right? You can see that hole. That's where the outside of the passenger seat belt goes. So, gonna locate it there, stick the awl, or it's a pick that I've subsequently ruined, so it is effectively an awl. And what I want to do here is make sure that there are no significant creases. I'm actually going to pull that out. No significant creases, right? Because you want it to lay smooth and look decent. So when I push it down here, it actually pulls out there, so we'll have to cheat it a little bit. But we'll stick that all in there. Cool. So now I have that located, and then what I'm going to do is take a razor blade right here and Just gonna cut a little X. Because X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Man, I'm just full of musical references these days. Most of which are not contemporary. Cool, so now that I know where that is, I'll pull the awl out. Get my razor blade in there. Ugh. There we go. All right. So that's big enough for a bolt to go through. Specifically the seatbelt bolt. That is not a seatbelt bolt, though it is a grade 8. And I'll just use that as kind of a placeholder to try and prevent the carpet from shifting front and back. All right, next up, I'll do that on the opposite side. And I also realized upon further research, if you're wondering why I'm not gluing any of this in, technically you're not supposed to, which I guess makes sense, so you have access to the drain plugs underneath. But once I get all of this squared away, then I have my original old, however old these things are, floor plate or sill plates that are going to go ka-cha right here. But I need to trim the carpet back. But in order to do that, I need to get all the holes cut and the carpet laid flat. So I'm gonna go do the other side right now, and then I'll pull you up so you can see what's going on with the firewall. So now what I want to do is get the 4 holes for the seats made into holes, right? Because right now they're just carpet. So I'll just toss 4 of those little 3/8 bolts in there just to, again, placeholders. Make sure the carpet doesn't shift around a ton. So what I'm gonna do first is get the rear holes done. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that the back carpet doesn't shift around when I'm messing about with the front one to make sure it lays, fairly flat. So no different, right? Find the hole, stick your awl in it, and cut an X. All right, cool. So we got front bolts, well, all 4 bolts, all squared away. Now what I want to do is take my super fancy schmancy little kick panel, slide that into place just to see how everything lines up. I think it looks pretty good. And then also mock up my sill plate trim deal, which jigger. Because you want the carpet to come up behind here, but you don't want it folded up and over, right? Like this. That's a little too much. So what we need to do is get that out the way, is make sure the carpet is down in here, and then looks like I just need to trim this little corner right here on the front piece, and then the back piece is all kinds of folded over, so you need to trim that back. So let's grab the old trusty razor blade, get that smushed down in there, and also need to cut a little angle here because you can see how it's bulging out because it's a complex curve. So what I'm going to do is get that in there, try and move that bulge back. Remember, always cut towards yourself. I mean, away from yourself. Yeah, away from yourself. All right, so we'll slice that down a little bit more. And that way the carpet can actually, instead of being like that and bulging out, it'll actually overlap itself slightly. So, up to there is good. I just need to trim this a little bit. Cool. I am actually very happy with how that looks. Now this guy is going to come on over the top, down yonder, and get screwed into place. And that should also hold this into place. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to secure that. Honestly, I'll probably just toss a couple self-tappers in there, you know, into right here and then probably down there. It's not sophisticated, but it's not stupid if it works. Gonna go grab some hardware, we'll get this thing mounted. Cool, got the sill plate all installed. Got the, it's not screwed in, but my little kick panel is right there. Carpet looks good. It's a little bulgy right here, but that's because the seat isn't actually holding it down. And I didn't put nuts on the back side of these bolts right there, and they're just, again, to place. But cool, I'm perfectly happy, and it was actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. I mean, turn off this light, because it's probably blinding. There we go. So, up front here, what I need to do is, actually, I'll probably need a light there. Right up in here, the drain tube for my AC, probably need to notch that. And then I have my steering column and whatnot over there, and speedo cable. So let me get that squared away, and we'll get you some pictures. And we have carpet. It was pretty straightforward to install. I tossed a couple of nuts underneath here to hold everything in place. You know, it pulls a little bit here, but I think once the seat's on there, right, it'll be a non-issue. But I'm happy with how it turned out. Obviously, I have my high beam switch, which I need to mount, but I want to get a seat in so I can find a good spot for that, see what makes the most sense. But it actually came up just underneath my steering column, so I just had to cut a little slit for my speedo cable. Other than that, it's in. Looks good. Maybe those little pieces are for right down here. I don't know. If y'all know, let me know. But anyway, appreciate y'all coming along. Like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. This is my carpet.